Hey guys, good morning. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 33. And today, man, we're gonna talk about confidence and just I've know I talked about it before, but it's something that I think needs to be touched on again. Right before I hopped on this, hopped on my podcast, I had ran across this quote on Twitter. And it says, I can't remember the cat's name, but the person said, shame is the one thing that holds us back. Shame of being feared of why we're doing what we're doing, and that prevents us from soaring, you know, from reaching new heights. And it's true. I know a lot of people, who want to say that, yeah, like they think for themselves, this and that. But end of the day, man, they really don't, because you ask them what they want to do, what their passion is, and it's like, and they say whatever they say. Some people I know, like, they want to be artists. Some people I know want to be actors. Or they want to be fitness. In the fitness industry or music, whatever it is, right? But a lot of people give up those dreams because they got other people in their ear telling you, you know what, I think you'd be best at this, or I think you'd be best at that. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what other people think, man. It matters, I'm big on being happy, you know, and I'm big on it, and in my 20s, I didn't really understand it because, like everybody else in the 20s, like you trying to figure shit out. Be trying to figure out, how to pass these classes, or, how to finish this degree on time and everything else, right? It's like you're just trying to figure shit out. And a lot of people, man, they don't take time to figure out what they want, or they don't go after what they want. So they end up becoming jaded or becoming mad at the world because now they're approaching 40 or 50. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, age is nothing but a number, and that's another thing I would strongly believe in too. Is like, and I think a lot of people my age, I'm 32, gonna be 33 this year, and growing up, I used to fear being 30, or turning 30, and I had, and I don't really know why. I did. Everybody kind of just feared turning 30. Um, I remember when I was 18, I just graduated high school. I had a bunch of, like, five to ten goals, and the the first three was like graduate by 22, graduate college by 22. You know, get a house by 25. And living in Hawaii, that's not gonna happen. Excuse me. And get married by 30, or right before 30. Um, one of those goals was accomplished. The college education goal was accomplished. Having kids, man. I still haven't found a right person to have kids with. Um, yeah, and that's a struggle in itself because it's like I've never been the type of dude to have two, three, four, five kids like some people I know. With a bunch of different individuals. I was like, I just never thought that was cool. I was like, I just, and but one thing about this too, man. And lastly, to buy a house. No, if anything, I'll be lucky enough to, I'll be lucky enough to even see, the possibilities of buying a house, but buying a house in Hawaii, highly unlikely. Um, but yeah, man, what I was saying, it's true. It's like a lot of people are crippled by what other people's opinions. Um, and it's sad because like you start looking at them in a different light. You start looking at them in ways that like damn, I really thought this person was something else, or somebody else, and come to find out they're not. Is like so you end up becoming not jaded or not. What's the word? Not yeah. You don't become jaded. You just become like damn. It's like you ain't who you say you are. And I know a lot of people who equate passion, with money, with making money. A lot of times, man, it's like you don't start off making money. It's like you just do it because that's what you love to do. With my thing, whether it's making music or you know, or just or just being in the fit, helping people get fit, or helping people, you know, live a healthier lifestyle. Like I don't make much money doing that, man, but hey, that's fine. I don't equate helping people as in terms of making, in terms of money. I don't. I've never been like that. It's like, yo, my thing is like everything that I've paid, everything that I've done, whether it's certifications, whether it's the training, everything, I've had to pay for all that. And I don't mind dropping off, bits and pieces of knowledge to people to help them get better because that's the goal. And it's like I don't believe in paying somebody just to know basic knowledge. And of course, if you want to know the intricacies of a diet plan and how food works with you, and yeah, then that's different. But if you ask me, like, yo, how do I do, how do I, you know, how do I get bigger, or how do I, or what type of food should I eat, to help clean up my diet? It's basic stuff like that. I don't mind dropping knowledge because yo, I was once that kid too. Speaking of that, I used to be these few young boys years ago. I think they were still in high school, and every day I would see them in the gym, and they would kind of just copy my workouts. They would just kind of just watch what I was doing, and they would do it, and it made me laugh because I was once that 16, 17-year-old kid, who didn't really have the confidence to go up there and and tell people like, yo, can you train me, or kind of hop in a workout with you, and it wasn't until years later down the road where I got enough confidence where I was, you know, training with some of the top, you know, local bodybuilders on the island. And I think a lot of people, man, it just comes down to confidence and it's like having a belief in yourself and just knowing that it's gonna work. And like it may not work, right now. It may not work 6 months from now. It may not work 6 years from now. I was watching this interview with Rick Ross, and Ross said he said, man, he's like a lot of people think I did this overnight. It's like it took me a decade to get where I'm at. It took me a decade to, you know, actually have success. But I always had a game plan. I always had, thinking things moving, things shaking, and it's like a lot of people quit when it gets a little difficult, and it's exhausting, you know, to having to restart over and over and over. And I'm like, yo, stop quitting. And people are like, what? It's like, yeah, stop quitting. If you stop quitting every time it got difficult, imagine where you'd be at. Imagine where you would, where your growth would be. And I'm a big believer in taking risk. Not reckless risk, but you know what I mean, just calculated risk. Um, and I think me moving off the island in my 20s for the short time that I did, and seeing different things and experiencing different things and just learning kind of just makes you like, okay, I can do this, you know. Um, it just comes down to, man, it's like what do you want and how bad do you want it? Because a lot of people would say, yeah, I want this, I want that, yada yada yada, but they don't put in the work to do it. One of my favorite speakers, Dr. Eric Thomas, said, everybody talks about what they want to do, but you don't get up in the morning and do it. You know, you don't get up in the morning and go after what you want. You know, and the same thing with these podcasts. It's like I don't trip on anybody who doesn't view it or whatever it is, but I'm gonna do it every Sunday. You know, I'm gonna do it every Sunday morning. That's what I'm gonna do. And I've never been one to shy away from from what I say either. And I was like, yeah, I may ruffle a few feathers. I may piss a few people off because I have, but I'm gonna stand on what I said. I'm gonna apologize for what I said first, but I'm still stand on it because that's who I am. You know, I was like, I don't sugarcoat anything, man. I don't filter because so and so may not like you. Get in line, motherfucker. There's a long line behind the motherfuckers who don't like me, you know. And I think, yeah, anything you do, whether it's a 9 to 5 or whether you own your own business or whether you work for a nonprofit or whether you want to start your own business or whether you just want to you know use a time outside of work to follow your passion, whether it's like I said, music, art, you know sculpture, I don't know, fucking badminton, I don't know, you know do it, because you don't want to be that dude who's you know wakes up one morning like, damn, I'm 60 and I haven't done anything. Or I was too afraid to follow my dreams when I was 25. Or I was too afraid to ask that girl out. Or I was too afraid to stick with that girl who had sometimes was exhausting, and I was too afraid to to put in the work to get all those sad things done, and now I'm 60 and alone. I think about things like that, and it's like my brain's wired differently, so it's like I don't think in terms of days or weeks. I think in terms of months, years, and decades. Yeah, and I think a lot of people, man, they just so afraid they gotta get out their own way. They're so afraid that the same thing's gonna happen again. Whether it's failure, whether it's a job or relationship, it doesn't matter. A lot of people are stuck in the past because shame is what stops them. The fear of being shamed stops them from soaring to new heights. And man, it's like my advice to y'all: go after what you want, cause tomorrow's not promised. Yes, it is done. You worry about today. All right, y'all. Love y'all. And this is 14 minutes of your life that you're never gonna get back. I hope y'all keeping it the 4 P's: private, positive, play, and pushing. I'll see y'all next week. Ghost.